Hello and welcome to this second lecture in cloud computing series. In this lecture, we are going to see some of the ways to interact with GCP, and then in the end, we'll create a bucket using some of these resources. Now, there are four ways to interact with the GCP. Number 1, GCP console or the Google Cloud Platform console. Number 2, Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. Thirdly, the Cloud APIs. And lastly, the Cloud Computing mobile app. Let's see each of these one by one. Number 1, GCP console. GCP console provides the user with a graphical user interface. You can access this console through the console.cloud.google.com. In the console, you can view your virtual machines and their details. The console is one of the easiest way to control and monitor the services within GCP. This is how a console looks like. We will be exploring more about this console later in the video. Next, Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. If you are a hardcore programmer and a simple GUI does not appeal to you, GCP has provisions for that too. Cloud SDK or the Cloud Software Development Kit provides a G-Cloud command line tool so that you can work in a terminal window. GCP also provides a Cloud Shell, which is a browser-based interactive shell environment for GCP, which you can access from GCP console. Cloud Shell is a temporary virtual machine with 5 GB of persistent disk storage that has the Cloud SDK pre-installed. We'll be using both of these above methods, that is the GCP console and Cloud Shell, in this course. This is how a Cloud Shell looks like. Next, the APIs. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Most of you might know what an API is. To the uninitiated, APIs are computing interfaces which define interaction between multiple software intermediaries. It defines calls, requests that can be made, how to make them, the data formats to be used, etc. In GCP, there are client libraries which allow you to easily create and manage resources. These client libraries expose APIs for two main reasons. Number 1, App APIs provide access to services and they are optimized for supported languages such as Node.js or Python. Admin APIs offer functionality for resource management. For example, you can use your admin APIs if you want to build your own automated tools. Lastly, the Cloud mobile app. This is another way to interact with the GCP. It allows to manage GCP services from your Android or your iOS device. You can start, stop and SSH into compute engine instances and see logs from each instance. You can set up customizable graphs showing key metrics such as CPU usage, network usage, etc. You can download this app from the Google Play Store as well as the App Store. Let us now hop on to the Google Cloud console and explore it. So here we are in the Google Cloud Computing console. Now in the center of the console you will see an APIs tab. This tab shows me the request to my API per second. In the right side we have the GCP status. Because I am not using any services, therefore it is showing that all my services are running normal. Next, we have the billing tab, which shows me the estimated charges for a certain period. In this case, it is from 1st May to the 22nd May. On scrolling down, we get the error reporting tab, which shows me no sign of errors considering given the fact that I have not run any application yet. Now if you scroll down again, you will see something like a getting started tab. Now if you want to do certain tasks such as explore and enable APIs, deploy a pre-built solution, Google gives you instruction for each of these. If you click on these, you will get the instructions required to complete these tasks. On the left hand side, we will see the 3-line navigation menu. On clicking that menu, it will open up to marketplace, billing, APIs and services, and so on. On scrolling down, we'll get the compute engine resources. Further scrolling down, you'll get the storage resources, and so on. We'll be using this a lot during our run. Now let us try to create a bucket using the storage file. Click on storage. Wait for it to load. Click on create bucket. So now you have to name your bucket. Note that you have to pick a globally unique name. So let us try something like welcome underscore 123. Let's see. Oh no, that bucket name is taken. Let's try 124. Yeah, I think that should be fine. I'll leave all the settings to its default. Click continue again, and then finally click create. Now wait for the bucket to create. Yeah, so a bucket has been created with the name Vulcan124. Now you can see as I left all my settings to my default, there are no any changes viewed here. Let's click back. Here you can see the bucket being created. Now let's try to create a bucket using the Cloud Shell. Click on activate Cloud Shell. Wait for it while it's loading. Click on continue. Now the Google Cloud Shell is provisioning the resources for my machine. Let's wait for it to complete it. So this is how my Cloud Shell session looks like. Now I don't like the small look of this, so let us open this in a new window. It will again provision me the resources. Yeah, so this is how a Cloud Shell looks like. Now if you see, this session was transferred to another browser tab. Now we can safely close this one and open this one here. Now in order to create a bucket, we have to type the command gsutil space mb space gs : / and now here I have to give a bucket name. Remember, the bucket name has to be globally unique. So let us try something like Vulcan underscore 567. Press enter. Now the bucket will be created using an instruction which I gave from the Cloud Shell. Wait for it to load. You can see that it was creating my bucket by the name 567 Vulcan. So now let us verify in the console that our bucket has been created. Click on refresh. Yes, I can see here that my bucket has been created. If I click on here, Yes, this is my bucket, and these are my overviews and permissions for this bucket. Click on back. Now I don't want my all of these to live in my shell, so I'll just type an instruction clear and press enter. So my shell has been cleared of all the clutter. Let's close this shell, click leave, and let us delete both of these buckets because I don't want excess bills in my family, right? None of us do. So click on both the buckets, click delete. Let us type DELETE, click confirm, and both the buckets are deleted. Now how should I verify these? If you see, I am seeing something like number 1 here. Let's click here. Yeah, so I can see the task has been finished. So that's gonna be it for this lecture. Thank you very much.
Hey you! Yes you! If you like our video, just hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to stay notified for the future updates.